Hey, it's Matt with McGee Farms, and we got another product in from our friends at Yitamotor, and these guys have been really good about reaching out and offering stuff to try out and see if they work. And so far, everything has been really nicely made. I will say that about this company. For the cheaper tractor attachments, bucket attachments, cheaper price-wise that is, on Amazon and eBay. These have been made really nice, and I've been real happy with what I've gotten so far. And they reached out the other day. This is a yitamotor 49-inch dual hay bale spear attachment for 3,000 pounds on the bucket. And it basically it has a channel that kind of goes in the bottom of the bucket, and then it has attachments to strap it up on top to kind of secure it. I've tried a couple different ways on doing hay bales. I've got the 3-point rear, which works, but I do like to pick them up and put them sideways in the hay ring, and you really can't do it with that without having to get out and kind of manhandle it a little bit. I've tried some clamp-on pallet forks. They were okay. They really didn't hold up that well. I got these pallet forks that are on now, so we're going to try some hay bales with those as well. But this was sent in. Got it in the box. Box a little tore up. That's actually on me, because when I got here I was trying to figure out what it was, because I had about 3 or 4 products being sent. And once I tore the box open, I saw what it was, and I just kind of left it for a couple of days while I was trying to get caught up on some other things. But now we got it, and we're going to open it up. Let's see what's inside. So I got the box open, and I think I might even put the box in here on the forks upside down, but a little bit of a jumbled mess with the blocks of styrofoam in here, but really nothing. I mean, if it was eggs or computer equipment, you know, and part of it could be on me, but it's bale spears. It's stuff that goes on a tractor bucket. So if the cardboard's a little wonky, I really don't care. I mean, it's not a scratch on this thing, so I can't complain about that. We're gonna get rid of this styrofoam and start pulling it out and see what we got in here. So this is what you get. You get the main part. You get a couple, I call them turnbuckles. I'm not sure what the correct name is. 2 spears and some chains. One tip, set it up putting the spears in. I originally had it laying down, and they wouldn't go in far enough to get the bolt started on it, but once I set it up, they popped right in, and they're pretty easy. I've got one in. Here's the other one. You just basically have a nut you take off, slide it in, screw the nut on, and then I'm going to have to actually come back and grab a heavy wrench to tighten it good. But they just pop in, then you just pop the chain and the turnbuckles on. Well, it's been about a month and a half since the last segment of the video. I'd run into some trouble with this, and it took a little bit to explain to the company. They did make it good and send me out new products, but I did want to note this because the company is pretty easy to deal with, but trying to explain it, they weren't understanding what I was trying to tell them, and it did take a little bit, but I was having trouble getting these to fit in, and one side wouldn't fit in at all. It wouldn't even fit in enough to thread the nut, and this one is kind of a good example. It's not all the way in, but they sent me another unit, and the shaft was smaller around and was shaped different, and it popped right in. So if you have one of these and you are running into that problem, get a hold of the company. They are, like I said, really easy to deal with. But it's getting them to understand, trying to explain what is wrong. And what I ended up doing is I just shot a video and sent to it after a little while. And the minute they saw that and they figured it out, I had the new product 3 days later in my driveway. I mean, they shipped it super quick. So anyway, you're going to put two of these on. I'm actually going to swap this out because this one is the bigger size spear. I'm going to put the smaller one in there to make sure it's good and flush. That would probably work, but for safety reasons, you know, I'd like to have the correct one in there. So we're going to take this out. I'm going to pop the other one in, and then I'm going to drop these forks off the tractor, hook up the bucket, and we're going to start hooking it up, and we're going to go move some bales. Now at this point, I don't have any hay bales left. We used them all up last winter. I do have some corn cob bales, which, as far as demonstrating this, I mean, it should be the same thing. It's picking up a large round bale. It's just not hay, it's corn cob. So we're going to go pick and move a few of those up here in just a few minutes. All right, so I got the second spear on, and I've got it mounted on the bucket. And the way the frame goes, the main part of the frame goes under the bucket to kind of support it, and then this kind of slides in. The next step is going to be these here. It's got a whole bunch of chains that came with it. So you're going to loosen these. We're going to put a chain on there. And we're going to take a chain all the way around on the back of the frame part. I was hoping you could see it from here. I'm going to have to get underneath it to look at it. Hopefully my camera doesn't go at a weird angle. So up here you've got a hole where the chains will go in and lock in here, and then you're going to have the turnbuckles that tighten them up. So I'm going to go hook these chains up, and then we'll go move some bales. Okay, so we finally got everything together. Better late than never, I guess, but yeah, it's pretty sturdy on there. Curious to see how it's going to do compared to what I'm used to, which is the 3-point bale spears. Usually I either use that or I use the pallet forks to move bales around. So, you know, definitely interested. The chain, as I said, it hooked up down there. It comes around. You've got these turnbuckles, or whatever you want to call them. You tighten them up real good. They go down here. You do have to take this off to hook them up. But yeah, it's pretty solid. We're going to fire this tractor up, and we're going to go pick up a few of these corn cob bales that we had baled last year, and just see how it moves them around. Did a real good job. Actually, more impressed with this than I was originally expecting to be. It lifted them like nothing. I figured I'd have to do some adjustments to lift them. Now, granted, these are light bales, but yeah, once I got them on there, no adjustments. It just picked them up and no issues at all. Now, another thing that we're going to go do real quick before we finish this video, and that's a second idea that I had for this, which is actually also one of the reasons I was excited about getting this in the first place. I've got a couple of small orchards in the yard, and one of them, the trees really haven't grown a whole lot, and I had a horticulturist over here recently, and he gave me some ideas. But one of the things, because they're not really growing, they're really stagnant, is to open up the soil a little bit. And he said, well, if you've got some pallet forks, take pallet forks and just take one side, then wait about 6 months, take another side, but just go into the ground and kind of aerate the soil to give the roots kind of more room to spread out. And the pallet forks would work, but I'm thinking this might even work a little better. So I'm going to run up, I'm going to do that to one of the trees. I'm sure this is going to go right in the ground. It's not super hard right now. We have had quite a bit of rain recently. So we're going to go do that and then finish up the video. All right, so here's kind of what I'm talking about. This tree, it's about 15 to 17 years old, and it's hardly grown at all. Same with these down the line, as opposed to this pear tree is the same age, and I got to trim it back every year. Same with this apple tree. So I was told hit down with forks on them, but we're going to try these spears because I'm thinking that might actually work a little better. Well, I went ahead and I did 3 of them. don't know if you can see the holes or not. It went down pretty good, and that's kind of the idea to get the root systems on these trees to spread out more. Is every couple of months I'm going to go over a little bit and just basically kind of open up the soil, kind of aerate it. But that is the yitamotor bale spear that attaches to the front of your bucket. And all in all, pretty good setup. A little bit of a hiccup when we first started getting one of the wrong spears, but the company was pretty good about it. The other thing is not necessarily moving those bales around, but when I started putting a lot of weight on them and doing these holes, these loosened up. They just need to be tightened a little more. So if you are using one, make sure you got them good and tight and you're retightening them. But yeah, seems to work pretty good. As we get a little bit into the summertime and we start getting hay brought in for the winter, I'm gonna get this back out and get my other hay spears. I've got another one actually from Yitamotor that they had sent me that works really good, and I've got some pallet forks as well, and kind of use the three of them, try them out, see which one kind of works better. If one does work better, or they're all pretty much about the same. But you'll be seeing those in some upcoming videos. It's Matt from McGee Farms. If you enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving us a thumbs up. It's much appreciated and it helps the channel grow. Till next time, have a great day.